Okay.
Oh, we're professional here.
Hey, he tells
here we
the
go.
listeners.
You want to hand me my water, though? Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're going live.
Are you playing the intro or something? Or?
No, we're live, man.
we're
we are
live.
live.
No intro
at
for us.
OCon.
Okay.
No intro for us. We just go right into it hot.
Much ado about nothing, but here we are.
Here we are.
Thank you very much, Pinocchio. I'm
Yes.
glad to see that we're all doing well.
We're welcome. We've switched to new mics, so
Yes.
the audio should be vastly improved from
I
what
hope
we had
so.
earlier.
I do.
And,
I do. I wish Seth was here to check it for us.
Yes.
But,
Oh, he's right there.
oh,
Seth,
could
can you listen to our audio and
See
see?
this?
I posted the link on Facebook. I didn't email it out this time. So
Good idea.
Just check yourself before you wreck yourself. And in the meantime, you want to introduce our guest here, John? And
Yes, this is Alan Duggar, nerd enthusiast for many, many years, and
frequent con goer.
yes, and he recently just got admitted to Lincoln's space law program.
So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, it is kind of awesome. It's
So what can you tell us about that, Alan?
Oh boy, I'm not really sure where to start. Like, what space law is, why I got into it.
Well, why don't you start what space law is?
So it's really kind of it's an overarching.
A little closer.
Better?
A little closer. Yeah.
Okay. It's a really kind of overarching practice. It deals with law, basically low Earth orbit and up. It covers things like space station use, who gets the moon. You know, these are all really cases that'll become more important as time goes on. Right now, it mostly covers satellite use.
So if somebody's satellite ruins somebody else's satellite.
That is one aspect. I mean, a lot of it is transactional law, a little more boring. Contracts for launching satellites. I mean, I would say right now that's the most common implication of space law.
Is there any way that space law is going to attempt to eliminate the paperwork involved? I've heard that there is a tremendous amount of paperwork involved in actually leaving or even getting into low Earth orbit.
I mean,
something you never saw in Star Wars when
No,
the Millennium
you
Falcon
don't see
was taken off.
Yeah.
You
The
don't see that.
bureaucrats actually signing all those
No,
papers.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe eventually once we get to the possibility of actual space travel. I mean, right now we're still a ways off from Mars, and I think even the aspect of putting bases on the moon is still kind of a theoretical, not a practical. I mean, I think we'll get there this century. Personally, I do. I think we'll do both things. But I think until we actually get off Earth, it's hard to say whether or not we're going to be able to cut down the paperwork involved in actual space travel. You know, right now it is what it is, and I mean, hopefully we will.
Yeah.
I mean, a bird's eye view suggests we won't, but just otherwise, we kind of put it in the cart before the horse, I think.
So here's my question. Let's say you're traveling in space and you come across a large spacecraft that appears to be abandoned. Maybe it was at one time owned by Mormons, and they were planning to take it to another star system. And
All right, he's making a reference from the Expanse.
yes, the TV show Expanse.
Which I hope some people get.
Yeah.
but it's
Well,
like-
so in that show, the
otherwise
Mormons-
it just sounds like a really weird Mormon joke you're
yeah,
setting
no,
up.
no.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
so
I'm a bad nerd.
So
let me set it up for you. So
All right.
in the show, the Mormons have built this large multi-generational spacecraft to take them to another star system.
okay.
And it's being built by a group of people. And it gets stolen and used to save humanity from some terrible fate.
Okay.
Okay? Now, unfortunately, the attempt to save humanity with that ship failed.
Uh huh.
So the people that stole the ship just abandoned it,
As one does.
as
okay.
one does. And it was found by another group of people as a derelict spacecraft because the Mormons didn't have a way to get to it because that was their only spacecraft.
Uh huh.
So at this point, the new group of people...
There's a trick to this, though, is that the people who found it are the ones who stole it. And they claimed it as salvage.
Right.
Okay.
That's
Right.
a little a little iffy there, I think. But
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just wondering about how that would go in a court of law.
Oh, man. So I guarantee this is 100% this is going to be a hypothetical on an exam in like my 2L year. I'm sure it is.
No doubt.
You know, so the general lawyerly answer to all questions you get is, it depends. The real micro answer is, without actually having studied the law too much yet, that's a hard call. I mean, you don't really have... So, am I to understand the original creators of the ship and original owners of the ship are no longer around?
They're around.
They're around.
Yeah, and they were planning to take the ship because it was being built at a space station.
Okay.
Between Earth and or out near the asteroid belt, I think.
Yeah.
Because they could mine for resources.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was being built by a group of people called, it was built by the Tycho station,
Yeah.
right? And but then it was reclaimed by the Belters,
But the
which
Belters
some
are the
work
one
at
who's-
Tycho station, but they don't own Tycho station. They work for the Tycho Corporation.
Fred, the runner of series Tycho base,
Yes.
had it stolen, and then people who work for Fred
Edwards.
reclaimed it. So
Fredwards, we
he
call him.
stole it, and then
Yeah.
he claimed it as salvage.
Yeah, but
After-
it wasn't him because he wasn't part of the group that
It
salvaged
was.
it. I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't his
It was
people.
their-
I don't
yeah,
think.
it was.
Maybe it was.
It was his people.
I might have to watch
It's that woman who was his second in command.
Yeah,
but,
right. That's true.
But as you can see, the legal aspects of this are kind of it's kind of like if you set down your bottle of water and I just take it.
You
It's like,
stole it,
yeah,
and then
it's
John
salvage.
sets it
I
over on that
salvaged-
table
yeah.
over there, walks away for an hour, and then comes back and says, "I'm claiming this
Yeah,
as salvage."
Yeah, yeah. It's
A
like,
salvage
'Cause
water
it's-
bottle.
Yeah, because it's been abandoned
Right,
by
right.
John after he stole it from you.
or
Right.
I go out to the parking lot and take your car because you've obviously abandoned it.
Well, you
So you're
you
not in
steal
it
his
now.
car. You steal
I
his car,
mean, that one's
I
pretty
guess you're right.
clearly...
I would steal the car, but then I'd leave it,
park it somewhere else,
and
and
leave it somewhere
abandon
where
it.
you couldn't find it, and then I come back like a couple days later. He obviously doesn't want it.
Yeah.
I'm going to claim it as salvage.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's why we have titles, though. All I have to do is show a title at some point.
yeah.
I would
well,
imagine the Mormons have a title to the
No,
to the
no.
ship.
So because the ship wasn't commissioned yet,
Well, they
so it
paid
would
for
be
it,
like
so-
he went to a car dealer. He bought and paid for a new car. They were building it and shipping it to the dealer. It gets to the dealer. The dealer has all the paperwork filled out. He signs
All
the
right.
paperwork, but before he gets the title, you steal it.
No, the Mormons paid for it, so there is. It's if they did. If not, the banks might have paid for it. In which case, the banks are going to want their collateral, aren't they?
I
would
mean,
I would assume the ship is the collateral.
I'd assume so, yeah.
Yeah. So.
I mean,
yeah.
it's... As far as the question of property, I mean, I don't know enough to delve deep into the property hypothetical you've given me,
Well,
honestly.
Here's where it gets
But,
interesting, though.
okay.
It happened. It was in the belts. There's three different governments. There's the Earth government, the Mars government, and the Belt government. And technically, since it happened in the Belt, it happens under Belt jurisdiction. And the Belt doesn't much like Earth anyway, so it doesn't much care for Mormons anyway, because Mormons are terrestrial.
Right.
So, how do you litigate a multinational territorial dispute?
It would be difficult, for sure. Again, I guess I don't have the education yet to delve too deep into the actual hypo, but I will say that I think this question does kind of give a solid overview and illustrate how exactly multidisciplinary space law truly is. You know, we've included a property hypothetical, an international jurisdiction hypothetical, all in the same thing. And I think that the reason that space law is so fascinating and it's growing field is because it's going to encompass so much of the law. It's pretty much anything off of Earth's bounds in the next century and beyond. You know, it encompasses, so as I was saying right now, most of what you use space law for are things like launching satellites, and occasionally what happens if a satellite hits something, what happens if a satellite goes down in another nation, you know, what happens there.
Or if on launch it explodes.
Exactly. Who's at fault, who cleans it up, you know, who's liable, right? But once we go into once we, you know, truly leave the bounds of our planet, it's going to be just everything. You know?
Everything goes.
Everything goes.
Yeah.
Everything goes, and I think that such an education in that kind of field is going to cover so many more facets of law.
A new colonial period, new indentured servants, new anything goes, because whatever country you're from, the law does not necessarily apply anymore.
Pretty much. It's going to be like the new age of exploration.
Or the Wild West.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like maritime law, but in space.
Right. And it's probably not a job that's going to go away anytime soon.
No. Oh, no.
Absolutely not. I think that...
You're the lawyer of the future, sir.
I mean, I think that as far as you can future-proof a legal career, and there's questions about that. How is AI going to impact law? And I do think AI is going to make transactional law more or less obsolete in the future. Well, get out long enough, I think it will. But as far as you can future-proof the law or a legal career in the law, space law is a good way to do it. It's only going to be an expanding facet of the law.
Yeah. Well, much like autonomous vehicles. I mean, that's a huge area that we're just only now hitting the tip of the iceberg in, as far as, if an autonomous driving vehicle, you're sitting in it, but it's driving and it causes an accident. Who's at fault? Are you at fault because you were in the vehicle even though you weren't driving, or is the manufacturer of the vehicle at fault for designing a system that's
sounds like it's like blaming the passenger for an accident.
Right.
It's like I don't think that would go.
Yeah. But then do you blame the dealer that produced the vehicle, or do you blame the manufacturer that produced the component that failed?
Probably the online network that's actually driving the vehicle. So they blame you. It's be your fault, Bill.
Right.
Because you're that guy.
Right.
I think from a criminal standpoint, and this is part of why I think this is part of why in AI vehicles there's always, at least for now, there are driver overrides.
Yeah.
So as to make the liability more evident, i.e., you. You guys have seen, I assume, that clip of the driver in that Tesla in LA fast asleep. Oh, I'm sorry, it was San Francisco. It was Bay Area. He was fast asleep on the interstate. His car was driving, no accidents, no problems. Well, I definitely think the reason you have driver overrides in those cars is that if he does hit anything, clearly he's liable. He's negligent, he's asleep. I think that the idea is we're going to get to an AI driving environment where you can be asleep. But we're not there yet, because there's all these thorny questions of the law that are really hard to answer, and we're not there yet.
Yeah, my coworker just got a new Tesla, and he stopped by last night to give me a ride in it. And it's not, it doesn't have the complete self-driving package in it, but it does have the maintain your lane and the adaptive cruise control. And he said he was trying that out the other day on the interstate, and he said it works. It'll stay in its lane. If the road curves, it'll follow it. It'll adapt the speed. If there's a vehicle in front, it'll slow down, that sort of thing. And he said the interesting thing is that every couple of minutes or so, it flashes up the screen and says, please firmly grip the steering wheel so we know you're still awake. And then if not, I presume that it would just slow the car down to a stop and pull off to the side. So that was kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting that, but
maybe you should try that. See what actually happens.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
To a certain extent, I think technology is always going to outpace the law.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. The law is a staid, slow-moving, constantly evolving block of knowledge and litigation and rules, whereas technology is way more fluid and dynamic. And the more we progress, the faster it'll increase. It's not going to slow down.
Right.
There might be some kind of plateau in the future, but it's a long way off.
Now, once a precedent's set in law, how difficult is it to override that precedent?
Ask the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
They've done so a couple times in recent days. I'm not going to get into it too much on here, but in lower courts, precedent's pretty hard to override. And I think precedent is the best foundation for legal decisions.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if at a high enough level you want to overturn the decision, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Precedent's the key, though. Yeah. The people talk about the Constitution, but the Constitution is the basis, and what our law is the precedents that have been set on top of it.
Right.
And it's
Right.
So, and it always frightens me to hear people talk about the Constitution. Let's get back to the Constitution. That means they want to wipe all the precedents. and get back to a Constitution that wasn't really very pretty.
Here's
Right.
the thing. I don't think they want to wipe all the precedents. They want to wipe the precedents they don't agree with.
Well, yeah, but
Right.
you can't
Yeah.
with that particular argument. And it's like, honestly, the group of people you're talking about really wouldn't mind going back to the original Constitution.
True, starting
where
over.
white males have all power and
Yeah,
slavery's
true.
okay and
Yeah,
women are property and, so, yeah.
Yeah, not good.
That's why we should all thank precedent.
Yes.
We
Yes.
should.
Precedent, president.
No,
Oh.
precedent. Well, depending which president you want.
Right, that's
So
true.
you choose your president.
Right.
Yeah.
Precedent.
Yes. Now, let me ask this question. So you've
right.
been here at OCon.
Yes.
What have you seen that's kind of excited you?
He
that
just
you-
got here when we jumped on him.
Oh, he did? No, he was here at like 2 o'clock.
Well, yeah.
Not
so-
really. I toured the vendor's room, but I really haven't had much of an in-depth chance to look around.
Okay.
So,
Now, my nephew Jared looked around. Show the camera. You picked up a couple of interesting pieces of art to take home. So, nice. And tell us what that is. Can you hand Jared the mic here? Let's
Yeah.
see if he can tell us what you're looking at there. Yeah. Sorry, we're a little low tech because we had a mic cable failure. So,
It's a Nebraska football player that's now in the NFL. His name is Amir Abdullah.
okay,
It was like $5 or something like that.
nice.
And then this is like almost like a, what would you call it?
I think it's like a
It's a paint of
paint
some
splashed artwork, kind
Yeah.
of a interpretive artwork of a football player, right?
basketball.
Oh, basketball?
Yeah.
Well, that was close. It was a ball.
No, it's LeBron James.
Hold it up there so the camera can see it.
Yeah,
Nice.
it is pretty nice. He's my favorite player, so
Yeah.
it was pretty
Awesome.
cool to see one
Awesome.
of them.
How much was that?
About 15 or 16 bucks.
Okay, cool. Nice. So, anyway, John, what have you seen that you like? Yeah, we'll pass.
It's hard. Have you ever been to PlanetCon, Alan?
Planet Con?
Planet
Yeah.
Comic-Con down
Yeah.
in Kansas City?
I have not. It's one I want to go to, but I've not really gotten the chance
It's really
yet.
nice, but
Yeah.
here we just did that a couple months ago, and now it's like I love the vendor room, and now I'm back. It's like, where's the rest of it? Because it's like
Right.
the PlanetCon vendor room was huge.
Huge, yeah.
I mean, I think you got to expect that out of any
know.
larger con, but I think for what it is, OCon is fantastic.
It is, and it gets
Yeah.
better every year. It
Oh,
gets
yeah.
bigger,
It's bigger all
every
the time.
year. So it's like Ultra Sabers will come here and have their own booth like they do there, but it's like,
And then I'll have to buy an annex to my house.
yes, you will.
That, and so, as of any con, you really can't judge it till Saturday. I definitely think that this is the most chilled atmosphere you will see all con,
Oh yeah.
at least until Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
So, enjoy it, but don't judge it until you hit Saturday.
Now, do
No,
you
I
cosplay
love
at
this
all?
con. I do.
I have before. I'm probably not going to this con. With all the life changes I've gone through recently with my apartment and,
Gotcha.
bouncing between homes right now. I'm house sitting for a relative right now. I haven't had the chance. Most of my stuff's all packed up. And
Yeah, well, that happens.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to do my Jedi tomorrow because it's actually been quite cool
It
in here
is.
today.
No,
Yes.
I'm gonna. You ever see Dude, Where's My Car?
I have.
The Cult of Zoltan.
Yes.
I'm gonna be. Me and two of my friends are gonna be bubble
Wrapped
men.
in
Yeah,
bubble.
Very, very nice.
yeah. It's gonna be hotter than hell, but it's
Yeah.
like.
It's a
But then-
self-based in costume is what we call that.
Yeah, second half of the day I'll be a Jedi. So
Nice.
yeah. So
Yeah. And they've got some interesting props that we can get pictures in front of over by the area where they got the Star Wars costume clubs.
Cool.
They've got a life-size replica of Han Solo in carbonite. They've got a life-size sand creature.
Nice.
They have remember that picture when you first see the Millennium Falcon landing on Yavin, and that there's a guy standing in a tall turret above the treetops. They've got that turret there with the background of Yavin.
Well, sweet.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So they got
Very
some
cool.
interesting props there. So maybe we can get some photos around that.
All right.
Because Jenna will be here tomorrow, and she'll be dressed up as Jedi as well.
All right.
And I think Linda will also.
So is she coming as Rey?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
Yeah, so it'll be a fun day. We'll have
All right.
definitely more lightsabers here.
Indeed.
And I'm sure there'll be a lot more cosplay because, again, this is Friday afternoon,
Well, it's,
so there's
it's
a lot of people
really
still working.
Early. It's like there's going to be a lot more cosplays today. You know.
Right.
I'd say a very huge spike around 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Which would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
So-
we beat the curve on this one, but yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, are you excited to be in the space law program?
Very much so. Very much so. I've been there for negative days now, and I've already found where the nerds hang out. So
Nice.
the space law program is definitely that. I mean, that's not why I
Excellent.
want to do it, obviously. But
Excellent.
Very cool.
Excellent. I'm very happy for you, man.
thank
Yeah.
you.
So,
Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Of course.
We're going to bring Seth in here because Seth has been out muy shopping. So thanks, sir, and enjoy the rest of the con.
yeah, Bill's
We'll see you
Spanish
around,
is a
I'm
little
sure.
off, but yeah.
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 It's a little off, but I do try.
You do. You give it the old college try.
You want to tell Seth Seth,
He's apparently doing something. So
he's trying to do something. We're bringing Seth in for his bit.
Oh, is he? He's
Seth,
doing
why don't you
bit?
sit here so you can face the camera and show him your stuff?
I mean, all my stuff's over here, so I
Okay.
hold on a sec.
Well, we can have Jared bring it to you.
Oh, okay.
Can you bring him his stuff? Just bring him a piece at a time. And
like Vanna White?
yeah. You can be like Vanna.
Damn, don't you feel old now, Bill?
Yes.
There you go. Who's that?
Yes.
Oh.
Who's Vanna?
I don't know if
Wah,
people are going to be able to
wah.
see me over the back of John's enormous head.
Well, let me look at the feed here and see what we're seeing.
Good news, though. Our audio sounds fantastic now.
Yeah.
I was actually just lit.
Oh, you got a nice gap right in between.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you're perfect.
I was listening to you guys perfectly. It's great sound now. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Where there's a will, there's a bill.
So I'm supposed to show the today's swag.
Yes.
Not even just all of today's swag, just like from the start of today.
Right.
This is much to my wife's displeasure. Probably this isn't over yet.
Hopefully she's not watching the show.
Oh no, she's not. She couldn't care less right now.
I'm sure.
But this is one of the things that I got is a cute little
Space herpes.
Space herpes.
it's
space
very
herpes.
happy space herpes, and it wants to be with you, John.
I'm not the one
Here,
holding it.
have some space herpes.
What is it supposed to be?
It's an octopus.
It's so
Yeah.
mad now.
It's an octopus, and it's
Flips.
reversible. So now it's angry space herpes.
Angry herpes.
It's an octopus.
Nothing
Big-
worse.
I don't have to worry about Katie saying this.
Need
'cause-
some space Valtrex
Right.
to save the
Also-
day.
Also for my wife, a cute kitty.
Aww. It doesn't turn inside out though.
No, that's much more horrible.
That's not right, man. That's not.
This
You
is
have to use the transporter on
is
the HS.
That might have been the saddest part about
Interceptor or
Stranger
something.
Things is when that Start ate the cat. That made me sad. That did.
I
I
actually enjoyed that part.
I got this,
You are
which is a
bad man.
nice, sturdy wooden hammer for dealing with mine enemies on the podcast and off.
Seth's wood is strong. Yes.
Everyone who's met me knows this.
Seth's wood is strong.
Let's see how we're sounding here.
Bang that wood on the table,
and
sir.
Because of past experiences at
Bang it
cons
like you're free.
with certain authors, I now have a brand new problem. That problem is Magic the Gathering. Help me. Someone help me. I can't stop.
Well, you're going
I
to have to
can't.
show me what the fascination is with that game.
You're talking to the guy who bought 9 lightsabers in like 3 weeks.
That is true. If I introduce
He cannot help you.
if I introduce John or Bill to this, it could be catastrophic for his finances.
It could
Linda
be.
would not thank me.
That's just true. She might put out a price tag on your head.
She wouldn't be able to afford it, though. You'd have
That's true.
spent
At
all
that
the money
point-
on magic cards.
Good point. Good point.
So maybe I'm
So
safer that way?
We might both be safe.
Ha, ha, ha.
Nice.
What are you guys looking at?
We don't know. I was saying
Oh
that
my
fire
God.
alarm over there.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
he
hey,
just-
it's me. It's me.
he
He's
blink-
me.
He blinked into existence.
He's me. Nice. All right.
Another settlement needs help. Hold on.
You got to light up your saber.
Someone who's listening to the podcast said the sound is great. So,
Oh, awesome.
He left
so you
too
did a
quick.
Good job.
Nice.
So, yes, I've...
Just
Well-
gonna grab anybody's saber to do that, huh? All right, that's cool.
Yeah, well,
Well,
you got to do what you got to do.
I can't grab my wood right now, so...
Yeah. His
Why?
wood-
Why can't you grab your wood, sir?
I don't think we want to
it got
go there.
set over there.
Your wood is too far away?
Yes.
That is the saddest thing I've heard all day. Oh, the wood is in his hand now. He's ready to play.
Shaking it threateningly in your direction.
Bang, bang. Sean's deadly hammer comes down upon your head. Yeah. Yep, he's banging his meat on the table. And that's always bad.
This isn't meat. Come
Right.
on, you
Come on,
pervert.
John.
Banging his wood on the table.
See, this is exactly why I got this, is for John.
Nice. Vault boy for president.
Yes, 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 100%. You have my vote right now.
Let me get a picture of that, man.
John's taking a photograph of Vault
Vault boy.
who's running for president, which you can probably see just off camera at this
Thank
point.
you. Vault boy for president.
That is quite the pip boy he's got, too.
Yeah.
Why is your wood pointing
The
at him?
silent protagonist. I appreciate that.
All right, what else have you got for us?
Well, that's all for now.
Oh, what was in that little box? You didn't show me that.
Well,
Can I handle
it's
your
all
wood,
magic.
sir?
yeah, this is all magic. These are magic card sleeves.
It takes two hands to get around your wood. It
Please-
does.
I think I'm going to mute
Please
John's
put
mic.
that down, yes.
I think it's time to mute John's mic.
Oh, be quiet.
I think we've been encouraging John too much lately.
Way too much. Way too much.
Just enjoy the show. Just enjoy.
You know what?
So much fun.
Nobody
You
enjoys
leave him alone.
this.
You leave him alone with an Orion slave girl, and the next thing you know,
That's
She
where-
runs away screaming and
Yes.
complaining to
that's where the
Starfleet.
space
Right.
herpes comes from. You know, that's how that goes down.
right,
Yeah.
right.
You really have to wonder, like, how many HR complaints Jim Kirk has against him.
Yeah,
Right,
you do. It's
right.
like I
well,
mean,
that's
did
why they didn't have a counselor on that ship. If they'd have had Deanna Troi on the original Enterprise, she'd have had to report him to Starfleet on numerous occasions.
Well, yeah.
Probably.
But then I think she's the one that's actually in charge of HR on the Enterprise D.
Yeah, right.
So
She has to deal with, she has to deal with Riker.
yeah, but
But
Except-
I can see Jim Kirk actually sexually being sexually suggestive to the HR director of the Enterprise. I could see that.
I mean, with him and Riker.
Yeah.
now
yeah.
who's the equivalent of the HR director on the Orville?
Riker married the HR director of the Enterprise, didn't he?
I think he had to.
Yeah. We don't question too
No.
much about that.
Yeah, so who's the equivalent of the HR director on the Orville?
I would say the doctor.
Yeah, probably.
It's split between doctor and security officer, I think. Actually, now I think it's a security officer. Not the
You-
first one, but the new one is actually more
Oh,
of
okay.
the detective HR person. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because if you're going to report a sexual assault, well, you would probably go to the doctor,
'cause
but also to
when,
security.
What's his name?
Bortus?
No, the red-haired dude.
The red-haired
the
dude.
pilot.
Okay. I'm terrible with names.
When he went to
the friend of the captain.
Yeah, the friend of the captain. When he went to, because his friend got rescued from Krill Space, and he was, set up the exploding thing
Right.
to do stuff. But it's like when he went, because his friend asked him to steal a shuttle. Who did he go to? He went to the security officer.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so she seems to be kind of to talk about it. He wanted to talk about
But,
it. So,
yeah, Yaphet went to the captain, though, to report a problem when he had that practical joke played on him. They
but
they
it-
took that piece of him and put it in the salad
At
or whatever.
At that time, they had the other security officer, and she was never really in that role. They put the new one in that role second season, kind of where people go to talk to about problems. So, yeah. What is that calliope?
Oh, they're watching Robin Hood in the booth next to us. It's like, where's that?
Sounds like calliope music.
Yeah.
I wonder if that. I hope that's not coming through the audio. That's going to be confusing.
No, I don't hear it in my speaker.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We're very isolated and intimate with these new mics. We're not picking up sound from the restroom 5 blocks away anymore.
Which is good because
Good. I don't want to hear anything.
whatever's going on in there right now is caused by the food that you can get here in the convention center, and that's not going to be treating me well later on tonight.
You know what? I will say that I had one of their hamburgers from the concession stand here, and it was actually good. It was pretty good.
Best $15 burger you ever had.
Oh yeah, it was costly, but
Yeah.
but at least I felt while I was eating it, it was money well spent.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, you already have enough lightsabers, so it's okay.
Unlike earlier, Audie spent $4 on a cup of coffee that he couldn't even drink.
Why?
Because he said it was so horrible he couldn't stand it.
Audie did not like that cup of coffee.
No, I did not like that cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Straight from Audie.
straight from
Didn't
Audie.
like the cup of coffee.
Did not like.
You heard it from the horse's
Do not
drinking
want.
mouth itself.
Do not want. Did
No.
not like it.
All
Yes.
right. Now, John, so you've been taking pictures, but have you been shopping?
Yeah.
Anything that you see that you are interested in maybe picking up?
I found a nice little set. I found a little tiny predator, a little tiny alien, and a mask of what was the droid in Rogue One? K something.
Oh, yeah.
But I got a little mask of him that I want to hang
I
on my
cannot
wall.
remember that.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't quite get it out.
So yeah, I took those out to my car.
Oh, nice.
Just put them in there. Hope they don't melt.
Yeah.
Brave
that'd
the
be bad.
heat.
Yeah.
Well, if they
like-
melt, they were not strong with the force.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be.
Right?
Yeah, if they're molten by the time I get out there. So
Yeah.
Well, don't just, like, the first thing you do when you get back outside, don't make the first thing putting on that mask.
Oh no.
Or, it'll
Yeah.
be just
No,
like,
it'll be Dr.
Show the
Doom.
mask.
Yeah.
just,
With John Kerry, where he turns
and that'll be
into
your
whatever it
face
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
That might
Right.
not be a bad thing.
If I was gonna do that, I would do it with Dr. Doom's mask because that would fit better.
Ah.
But it's like,
I mean, yeah, there's some gravitas there.
yes.
So you
what
said
nerd
you're-
cred that would be? Yes, it's stuck to my face. It's like, yeah.
So, John, you said tomorrow you're doing the bubble wrap, self-basting costume, and then Jedi. What are you doing Sunday? Anything?
I was thinking of doing my Star Blazer outfit.
Okay.
My Derek Wildstar.
All right.
I may or I may not. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I could possibly do my Full Metal Alchemist
Gotcha.
Colonel Mustang outfit. So yeah.
Okay.
Seen
And
a few Colonel Mustangs around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's like very thin, so I wouldn't.
Very breathable.
Yes, it is extremely breathable.
For 100-degree weather, that is preferable.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like a thin nylon, so it's just very airy.
Now, I want to talk to Audie just really quickly because Audie did some shopping. Audie, tell us about your shopping experience.
Damn you, Bill.
It's all my fault because,
You brought me here,
yes, and then I told you about the pointy things.
and of course, I can't resist pointy things, especially the shiny pointy things
Yes.
with a nice edge on them. Okay, this one doesn't have an edge, but
Not a finely sharpened edge yet.
yet.
Yes.
Oh, you know me too well, Bill.
Yes. So describe it to us.
It's Lord of the Rings,
Okay.
Aragon.
Aragon sword.
Yeah.
Oh wow. You
So
got-
it's got
the
the
one
elven
that-
writing on it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a different one than that one that we saw, but
The,
show
the one that,
him the picture.
Oh, yeah.
wow. Yeah.
He's not going to show it to the audience,
All right.
which is kind of rude. But we can describe it.
I saw the box
Yeah,
it
you
came
can hold
in.
it up to the camera.
I saw the box it came in. It's the same thing. So yeah. I haven't seen it.
Anduril.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, good.
Oh, yes. It's either Anduril or Narsil. I can't remember which is which.
Is that the name of the sword or the name of the guy who
Oh,
owned
good.
The name of the sword.
All right.
It was
I think Anduril is right. I think you're right.
Anduril.
Nice.
Aragon was
That looks
actually
good.
pretty good. I don't know why they didn't do more with that.
Okay, so it was Narsil when it was broken. Like, that was the original sword. Anduril is what it was called after it was the shards were reforged.
All right.
Nice. You seem to be very well versed in the lore of Middle-earth.
Google is your friend.
Ah.
And I'm sure I would get
have a instant mental brain link with Google because you just pulled that right like that.
I mean, Google's a fantastic thing.
It is. But I have not yet interfaced my brain with it.
You should.
Yes.
The Chinese
I-
have a chip now you can put in your brain
Yeah.
to download the instant stuff.
Really?
Uh,
Mike him. Yeah.
Couldn't be any worse than the Russians.
it sounds like half of the Black Mirror premises. So yeah.
My bigger fear is that the chip that they put in my head will go the way John's soundboard did the other night as soon as my brain ramps up to full power in the morning. And suddenly I'll be
Yeah.
like, Linda, do you smell anything smoking? You smell
I
a
smell-
burned
Yeah, but I
flesh.
don't think
I smell burned toast. Does anyone sell burned toast?
Yeah, burned toast.
Well, what you really got to worry about is
it's-
having to upgrade every
Well,
2 to
it's
3
the-
years.
It's
though.
also the
Right.
brain damage.
That'd be a
It's like
pain in the butt.
all of a sudden, everything tastes like purple, and you don't know what to do
No,
with that. So
no. Right,
yep.
right. Huh.
Literal operating expenses.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've been out on the floor and looking at all the stuff, and so far I haven't seen anything that I can't live without, which is good. But I do.
Tomorrow's the big day. So,
Tomorrow is the big day,
yeah,
and
that's when they pull
in
out
all
their
fairness,
best stuff.
not all the vendors were out yet.
Yep.
There was actually one thing. It was a metal Ghostbusters car about yay big, and if it was $5, I would have bought it already. It was 75, something like that. So,
If only that giant piece of art that looks so awesome were just $5 as opposed to 75.
I would own it.
Even my little tiny alien cost 10. It's like it's $5. It's like
Okay,
Well,
so
I'm just saying.
So Bill, go in there, offer them 5, and see what happens.
There you go.
yeah, this costs 5.
Yeah, see, and he got
it's just-
that.
it's the same.
Now,
thing.
if that had been $70, would you have bought it? No.
But
Yes.
$5 things sell for $5. Yeah.
Well,
I think you all right. You could just go pee on it, you know.
this.
Then you could turn around and say it's been peed on.
Well.
I don't think it's worth $75.
Good
you know, you could
point.
do that.
Good point.
Bill.
However,
This was $5.
yeah. So
That's-
you got stabbed on that deal.
No, that's a good deal. That's a hell of a deal.
That doesn't
Yeah.
stab.
I would have paid 99 cents for that.
Well, you don't have a cool hammer, do you?
You
I
obviously
have a cool hammer.
You obviously hail from a time when steak cost a nickel,
Yes.
and you walked uphill both ways to school in
And
the
dirt
snow
was
every
free.
day. Yes.
Dirt.
Yeah.
How much is
Yeah.
dirt now?
It's
Still free.
it's still free.
Oh, see, that should be 99 cents.
That's not dirt. I think you have some object
Hey,
permanence problems.
It grows in dirt.
It's only
Dirt
compounded
is
by
free,
his false equivalency
therefore
problems.
99
Yeah.
cents to allow for growth period.
I mean, you grow in dirt.
I do?
I assume you would.
I
I don't know what to say to that.
don't know. I don't
Well, now we're both being ridiculous, aren't we?
We are. Well, now, so
How
Audie,
does
you
it
have
feel?
this sword. Yes. Now, do you have a sword collection already? Let him have the mic there so he can.
This is my third sword.
Okay. So you're a sword aficionado, essentially?
No, I'm a
That
sword
means a
whore.
lover of swords.
I just
No?
give myself over to buying swords. I don't know
Gotcha.
what it is.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yep, this is my third one.
So you got 3. So what are your other 2 like?
One is, according to my brother, a Gladys, a Roman stabbing sword.
Oh.
Not for doing the swashbuckling stuff. It just
You just
behind
lunge
the
at somebody and
shield,
Yeah.
and you stab with a sword.
Oh, okay.
And the second one is more of a rapier.
Okay.
It's a double-edged sword, but it's like an inch wide, very long,
Okay.
shiny, pointy, stabby.
So you're using that when you're rapiering people?
Thank you for not going with the...
Yeah. You left me speechless.
I know it probably hurt you a little bit not to say what you wanted to say there.
I don't
Thanks
know.
for not saying.
I don't know what you're referring to at all.
Oh, yeah.
No. I have no idea where Seth is going with that. Now,
No, you don't, and
are you,
no one else
are you
needs to
done
know
shopping,
either.
or is there something else out there that's caught your eye?
I'm trying to be done shopping.
Trying to be done?
He's not done shopping.
Yeah. Trying to be done is not being done. Are you done shopping, John?
I haven't really even started yet, so yeah.
I haven't even started yet.
Do you have you set a upper limit on your purchases for the con?
No, not really.
Okay.
So
if the price is right and it strikes your fancy, it's yours.
yes,
All right.
yes.
Good to know. Seth, do you have an upper limit on your...
I definitely have an upper limit. I don't know where it is.
Oh, okay.
I did just get paid yesterday, though,
So it could be rather lofty, a rather lofty limit.
not really a lofty limit. I didn't see too much expensive stuff that I absolutely needed to get, but I'm betting that there's a few more books in my future.
Yeah.
Maybe
Now,
a couple pieces of art.
Now, what guests are here that are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, if we can get away from the booth, I mean, there's Gigi Edgley, Edgley, I think it is.
Edgley.
Yeah, she did a rather awesome role on Farscape. And once again, my problem with names is coming up again. Chiana. She did Chiana on Farscape, and I freaking love Farscape. Let's see.
Right there.
Yep. Someone else who's here is Peter McCon, or Peter McCon Atty. But he does Bortus on Orville. I actually already saw him just like walking around and talking to people at his booth, and that was pretty cool. Like his voice is very distinctive.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Does he sound like Bortus even in his natural?
No, he's obviously doing a bit of a voice when he does Bortus, but you can hear it in his voice.
Okay. All right.
It's like I heard him and I was like, oh yeah, that's Bortus right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like when you hear Michael Dorn talk. He doesn't sound like Worf, but you're like, whoa, that's Worf.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the two big ones for me. I get Steve Whitmire. Oh, no. So, no, it's just Peter McCon. It's AT1 is the booth that he's at.
Okay.
They really should change the font there.
Yes.
Because that looks like ATI or ATI. No, it's Peter McCon is his name. AT1 is his booth. Sorry, Peter. That's my bad. Don't hold it against me. But
Damn you, Sean.
yeah, it feels kind of like that, I guess. Steve Whitmire, wouldn't mind seeing some of his panels. He does stuff with the Muppets.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
I love the Muppets.
Oh, speaking of Muppets, we ran into Kermit the Frog while we were walking around the studio there, and he was great. Sad part was Miss Piggy couldn't make it with him.
This is where the bad pun comes in.
She
Get
was
ready.
evidently hamming it up somewhere else.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. That's why you tune in, folks.
He was glad she wasn't here because she would have been hogging the limelight.
Yeah, it doesn't stop from here. Once he draws pun blood, he's just going to keep going.
So, let's see. Coming up at 4 o'clock,
Which
is quarter till.
So we got
we
15
have Junior Braves of the Apocalypse with Greg Smith and Zach Lanner. They've got a pretty interesting looking graphic novel that they're selling here called Braves of the Apocalypse. Talked with them a little bit. It's about a Boy Scout troop who gets home from summer camp and finds their town overrun with zombies and all their families gone, evacuated without them. So they have to use their Boy Scout know-how to survive in the zombie apocalypse.
Nice.
I'm probably going to pick those up before the weekend is out. Let's see, writing.
Now, let me ask you about that zombie apocalypse with the Boy Scouts. Do we have the slow shambling zombies in that, or is it the fast World War Z zombie types?
I do not know.
I almost think the shambling zombies would not be much of a threat if you can walk.
Well,
or even if you can jog a little bit.
Shambling zombies are much more dangerous in groups.
Yeah.
It's just like the sheer numbers is how they're dangerous.
Yeah.
But running zombies are, fuck me, I'm dead anyway.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah.
Because I can outwalk a zombie.
Right.
I cannot outrun a zombie.
So I'm
especially not a rage zombie.
Apocalypse. In case the zombies come, hopefully I can outrun you.
Well, that's why
I was thinking I would hang with you just because whatever mad scientist bullcrap you come up with, you've armed your house with Tesla towers and
yes, right.
automatic shotguns.
Let's just put it this way: we'd be eating a lot of roast zombie.
That doesn't sound good at all. Yeah, that's usually rotten.
Isn't that how you get zombie?
No. You cook the poison out of the zombie.
How do you know you can cook the? Who's going to test that?
You.
I don't think
that's
so.
That's why I have you in Bill's Bartertown.
Hey, Charles will do it. Charles will eat anything.
Okay, so something to note is that they actually got something wrong on here. The Omaha Metro Armed Combat Academy, the Standard Saber, the lightsaber fighting, is not until Sunday.
Oh. Well, that's the awards, isn't it?
Nope. Everything's on Sunday.
Oh.
I
did see them over there doing some armed saber combat when we were having lunch, and it looked pretty awesome.
One of my friends kind of runs that.
That group?
Yeah, that group.
Nice.
That's all on Sunday. So if I wanted to get in on that, I could maybe do that on Sunday.
Nice. You could bring your battle blade.
Yeah. And get soundly defeated by people who actually do this many times a week.
And I was told over in the Star Wars areas that one of the guys who's there with the 501st is the Master Saber Wielder. And he's got all these fancy moves and tricks. And they said, if you want to learn some stuff, some fancy saber moves, come by with your lightsaber and he'll set you up. Now,
see, there's fancy saber moves and then there's realistic saber moves, I feel.
Right. I don't know if it's fancy or realistic, but here was my thing. The guy who told me that was a guy who showed me some fancy saber moves about a month ago when we were at the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo for a charity event for special needs children. Mm-hmm. And this guy told me this other guy is the master saber wielder. And so this guy was showing me moves at the zoo, which were very difficult for me to figure out and even duplicate amateurishly. So I'm wondering, the guy that's the master saber, what chance do I have of learning this in a few minutes tomorrow?
Probably not much.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. But it'd be worth seeing it just for the hell of it. I mean, John taught me some moves that I was able to master after a few minutes, which were simple stuff.
1, 2, 3, 4 is pretty simple.
Right.
Out of the 8 pattern,
this was
1, 2, 3, 4, and that is really, really simple.
Yeah. So. This guy taught me a fancy maneuver where you take your lightsaber and you spin it around your back, and it comes out over your head and down in front of you, and then you twist around and up between your legs and around your back. And
see, that's a great way to
cut yourself in half.
Yeah. Well,
remove all your limbs at once somehow.
Yeah. But he was very good at it.
Oh, yeah.
And he tried showing me how, and
it's literally like doing flag crew.
Yeah.
In high school, it's it's a baton rather than
Right. That
Which is cool. You know,
If
it's like-
lightsabers
See, I'd
were
rather-
real, that is not something you would learn using a real lightsaber.
No one
No.
would ever do that,
No.
ever.
Because
No.
you'd be
Yeah.
armless, headless.
Actual Jedi wouldn't do
You'd
that.
basically be a torso.
Because while you're
Right.
doing all that fancy stuff, the Sith Lord just like
Yeah.
takes.
Yeah, right in the middle. It gets
Yeah.
you like a
You got it up
tauntaun in
the air
winter.
and you just like force it right into that.
Yeah,
there
I mean-
there you go.
Yeah, I think if you're going to learn how to use a lightsaber, you learn some kendo.
Yeah, a Sith would slit you like a tauntaun, and then he'd say, "Woo! I thought that guy smelled bad on the outside."
Burning Jedi flesh.
Yes.
But let's see. At 5 o'clock, we have the future of Star Wars.
Ooh, there is a future.
Of course, there is.
All right.
Yeah.
There's one more movie I know.
You're getting more
But then
Star
aren't they
Wars.
taking a break?
No,
There's
well,
a break,
little
but then
break,
there's
but-
more Star Wars until you die.
What-
Disney's
yeah,
not
but
gonna.
It's going to be kind of neat because they're going to divorce themselves from the original. It's like the Skywalker saga is over,
Yeah.
and now whatever Disney wants it to be, we'll finally see what they really are going to do with it. So
Yeah.
and I don't know what do you think that's going to look like?
I mean,
Broom Kid and all the other neat little fun happy things. Or,
I have no idea. It could look like anything. It could bring back the expanded universe for all I know.
It could be something dark.
Could be.
We'll probably have We'll probably have Star Wars sitcoms. We'll have Star Wars everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already they're approaching maximum Marvel here coming up soon. They're going to ramp up Star Wars the same way.
I've been out.
What do you mean by maximum Marvel? Are you
Like 5 TV shows all at once, and
yeah. Well, yeah, they're taking away all the TV shows that are on regular TV, and
you mean Netflix?
yeah, well, Netflix and DC's starting to take away some of the stuff.
Well, I if you're talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I feel like that's had a pretty good run.
Yeah, but like Jessica Jones is going away.
Yeah, but
I just feel that they're taking things away, and now they're going to slap them all behind paywalls. So, which is their right; they're allowed to do that.
That's the
It's like-
future of everything.
Yeah, but
Paywalls.
if too many paywalls, because I mean DC's paywalls are already crumbling.
really,
Yeah, they're going to restructure it already.
yeah, I
So
never thought that they had enough content to make
They
a paywall worthwhile.
They do not.
College Humor's got
Neither
a
does CBS, but it's not stopping them.
College Humor's got a channel called Dropout that's $5 a month, and they've got more than enough content on there for $5.
Now, here's my question to you guys. So, Linda and I are planning to go to the Star Wars theme park in Disneyland in next year, early next year. And so I've been out on YouTube watching some of the videos from people that have been going to the park so I can get a feel for what it's like. And there are dozens and dozens of videos of people going to the lightsaber building experience and the droid building experience and all these different stuff. And as you're watching this, you can see in the background people buying and carrying Jedi robes and lightsabers and droids. And I'm wondering this Halloween how many Jedis there will be roaming the United States just because of Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, very few, but it's
Yeah, it's going to take a while before Galaxy's Edge is fully spun up.
Yeah, and it's like that's a very high-end thing, and most people aren't going to be able to afford
But
that.
everybody that was there seemed
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
carrying packages of stuff and had bags.
Yeah,
and
but
sacks
the
and-
people there probably have enough disposable income. They don't have kids, so they're not going to be walking the streets at
Yeah.
Halloween. So
But they might be going to Halloween parties.
they might, but it's like.
And the Disney World one opens in August.
But and what's really going to kick that up a notch is the fact that Star Wars 9 comes out in December. So there's going to be in October, you're going to see more than the usual number of Jedi rolling around.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
If you've never been to Disney on a crowded day,
Yeah.
you have no idea what that Galaxy's Edge is going to look like.
Yeah.
It is going to be shoulder to shoulder humanity, just packed as close as you can get it.
Right.
And I'm
Day where Disney is not crowded.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of days where Disney's not crowded. There's the off season where you can just like walk onto any ride you want. Whether you want to or not is a matter of personal opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are much less crowded days that you can go to Disney and actually go around and enjoy the park. And oh my goodness, look at that!
Wow, look at the
knight
sword
and
on
the
that guy.
sword. That is amazing.
Where's his tag? Look, they made me tag this lightsaber, and he's got like a 12-foot giant sword.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look, I got this. They made me.
Why
Put
did
this.
that
you
looks
let
like he
them
brought
do
it.
that? Why don't you cut it off?
Oh, and here is one of my favorite cosplays. That
No,
is
they
an
won't. They'll
excellent
just say you
Loki
need to tag
again.
that, and you just go
yes.
tag it again.
Well,
Say, oh, it must have fell off.
Yeah, and I don't want to go over there and get it tagged again. So it's like.
Well, just tell him you'll go, and then just
Well,
walk
it's like,
around.
he doesn't have one. I don't see a pink tag on that guy's massive sword. Well, maybe, but
Bill, you are stepping on my cord here.
Oh, sorry about that.
Why?
Now, John, last year in October, you and Linda and I went down to, where was it, that area that walked around that had all the Star Wars stuff, and
Yeah,
you were dressed
well-
as a Jedi. That was before Linda and I had our Jedi
I
outfits.
just gotten done doing set for my class, so yeah.
Yeah,
We-
so-
it wasn't really. There's one Jedi thing, but it was a Halloween thing.
Yeah, right.
So-
That's what I'm talking about.
And that was cool. Whatever
they
happened
had
to him
the-
anyway? I thought you wanted to get him
Yeah,
on the show.
I did, but I forgot about it until just now.
Until just now.
But we
Well,
might wait and do him in October because he'll maybe have his thing set up and we can go down there and get some live footage. So this guy built.
Yeah, we got a new
what was
board,
it,
might as well use it.
a walker,
Yeah, AT-AT.
AT-AT.
Yeah, the smaller
right?
one.
A life-size AT-AT that he, as part of his Halloween display, and they're all dressed up in Star Wars cosplay. And it's what area of town was that, Linda? What area of town that was where we went to that Halloween walk? last
A
year?
weirdly nice little island in the middle of the demilitarized zone. Yeah, it was not so bad.
Benson.
Okay.
Benson is
Benson.
where it was.
Well, it wasn't really Benson.
No, it
but-
wasn't Benson.
But
Fontenelle, I think.
we can tell them it's Benson, and
I think
they'll
it was
believe us.
fun.
Fontenelle's
fun.
a ways away from Benson,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite a ways.
We could actually make up a name, and they would believe us. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
it's Batu.
yeah.
That's where it was.
Yes.
Batu. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Fontenelle? No. Bancroft? No. Bancroft?
I mean, I'm sure it's really interesting podcast to listen to us argue about where the party happened.
Yes.
Which is why I'm saying we can make it up, and no one cares.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
It happened on Bestman, Air City,
There you
Yep,
go.
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Cloud City.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shut up,
Well,
nerds. I
we'll
knew what I
find
was
out.
talking
Yeah,
about.
What we'll do is
Lando Calrissian
we
Street.
can take
Yes.
a video camera down there this year, get some video, and put it on our October podcast.
Why not? Why not?
Anything's possible.
Not a bad idea.
That was quite an extravagant
It was.
street of displays
Yeah.
and Halloween decorations, and
And he was very nice.
yeah.
I really
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have sent this podcast link to Jenna.
Yes, well, I did.
What?
Oh, you sent it to her? Okay, good.
Oh, wait, the current one? Did I know? I posted it on Facebook only.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it on Facebook.
Did you go to the nerd group?
Yeah.
Did you go to Galactic Driftwood?
Yeah.
Did you go to my page?
Yeah.
Then you had to have found it. It's on all three.
Okay, if you say so.
I will show you later.
All right.
So, anyway, what time we got here? How we doing?
It's just about 4 o'clock.
I think we're going to end the show here at 4
All right.
o'clock, or
All right.
maybe now if we have nothing else to add.
I mean, Audie was threatening to leave at 4:30, so...
I think I'm going to go eat.
Any last
Audie,
thoughts,
so-
Audie?
Listen, Audie
I'm
has
leaving
a
at 4:30.
Audie has
He's leaving at 4:30, everyone.
Audie has a very sharp sword. He's always threatening.
But you got accused of looking like old Logan again.
Old Logan.
Old
Wolverine.
old man Logan.
What's wrong with that, man?
Yeah.
Are you
You
sure?
should get him a
Nice.
set of the Wolverine claws, and he's just like good as is.
Someone get this man a wife beater because he needs
Yeah,
one right now.
he needs a white T-shirt and a
Yeah.
leather jacket.
a white tank top.
Or tank top. Maybe not the leather jacket.
Yeah.
What? That'll work.
Yeah, I remember you wore it on our first podcast. Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
Memories.
He wore it on our very first podcast.
Oh, nice.
I remember that. Yeah.
Huh. Fascinating. Well, anything else we want to add before we close out?
I need a pop.
I need a pop. I'll give you a
think I
pop.
want one of those $12 burgers. So yeah.
Bring it on, old man.
Yes.
Oh, I never attack from the front. I've got senior discount. I go from the back.
What did you say?
I believe he
Senior
just said
discount.
he does it from behind.
Seth's holding his wood, and Bill never attacks from the front. So it's like, yeah.
Always attack from the rear.
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
is a rogue,
You go.
apparently.
Yeah.
I'm a rogue.
Yes. You.
I think at this point it's time to mute John because
Me?
John is going right into the gutter where he usually ends
Well,
the
you
show.
were going right into
I
the
think he just
backside.
starts in the
ago.
gutter and then works his way progressively further into the sewer.
Deeper,
I
deeper.
never fight from the front, Mr. Bill. Yes,
Listen,
like,
when you're over 60, it is societally acceptable to attack from the rear.
When did that
what?
rule get
Yeah.
established?
Yeah.
Just now, because you need an advantage. You're a senior citizen. Right, Audie? Yeah, Audie knows.
An advantage.
You need an advantage. You're an older man. The bulk of the population is younger than you. You have to have an advantage.
I kind of feel like your advantage is just like all this free money you have.
free money.
Yes, lightsaber money.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I don't have it anymore. I have
Yeah, now you have
lightsabers.
lightsabers, and that seems like an advantage as well.
It'd be more of an advantage if I had actual swords like Audie does.
There's a whole room full of them over there. Go get one.
Yeah,
Well,
and we have established that you have lightsaber money.
I do have a samurai sword at home. Well, Linda has it really, but it's Linda's.
Well, it's one thing that nerds do.
Yeah.
They get swords. They do.
Right.
Was that sarcasm or?
What do you say? Hold him the mic.
Sucker is very real.
That- the
Japanese
sword you have?
Soldiers carried that. one.
Oh, yeah, the one we've got at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, her father picked it up in World War II.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a darker story to that.
Oh,
but
yeah. It's got some blood stains on it.
Some stuff.
You don't want to
happens,
clean
yeah.
that off. That
Well, no.
takes away the authenticity.
That's terrible. But yeah, that's true. It
Plus,
is,
I was thinking we could take a little sample of that blood, send it off to 23andMe, and see if we can find the relative of the person that her father killed.
or I was thinking,
I really don't think that's how it works.
I don't, yeah.
No.
It's like,
What do you mean? Law enforcement uses it all the time now.
Yeah, but you're not law enforcement yet.
I have.
You actually
I
have to
papers.
conquer the world before you do that.
well, honestly, though, if you have a blood sample and you send it in, they'll do it. They don't know.
You just
that-
pay.
yeah.
Right.
But I was thinking more like you're an evil, mad scientist. You could actually clone your own Japanese army from that blood sample.
I was thinking of making a terracotta army because
Yeah.
they eat less.
They do. They
Hey,
eat much-
how's it
Hey, there's our
going?
friend Josh back. How's the 4077? Nice.
Had to happen.
Well, hopefully you'll be back tomorrow with Katie. All right, we'll look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah, you guys can sit down and have a
She was gonna
talk.
cosplay as something, but I can't remember what.
I'm sorry.
She was going to cosplay as something, but I don't remember what. We will. It'll be a pleasant surprise. All right, man. We'll see you later. Happy sewing.
Enjoy.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to tune out here. Hope to see you yet this weekend. We got 2 full days of OCon Expo yet to go. And we'll be here. Stop by the booth and say hi, or at least come on out and look around, attend some panels. We've got your guys' panel tomorrow at noon. And we have a podcast we're doing at the Project Nerd at noon. So we're going to be kind of split up. And then, of course, Sunday we have our Stranger Things panel at 2:15. So we hope to see you all this weekend. And we'll be back live streaming at some point tomorrow and Sunday. So
No more live streaming today?
no more live streaming today.
Aww.
Aw. I'm going to go check out some stuff and see what I need to buy that I can't live without.
Yeah, you should.
All right. Toodles!
Toodles.
Bye for now.